What's going on, boys? Today we have a back and bicep day today. We are only like 9 or 7 days, I'm not entirely sure, but we are so close to Brazil that it's about to get exciting. I'm very excited to show you guys the video that I'm gonna make while I'm out there, but that was very off topic. Right now, as you guys can tell, maybe something looks different. We got a new haircut. Instead of looking homeless and looking like a bum, we had to get right before vacation. And I know that's not just the only reason why I got it, because I just need a haircut. But the next thing I need to do is shave this fucking, pube stash, because who wants to walk around in public having pubes all over your face? I mean, it doesn't look like a pube stash, but you get my point. Having like a not fully grown beard is kind of like goofy, And I feel like that's just my genetics. I have a good genetic pool, but when it comes to, facial hair, it goes straight to the fucking dangling. So it doesn't make sense, and I don't want all that hair to be down there. Like, what the fuck? Like, whatever. Anyways, I do like the little mustache I got going on. I think I'm gonna carry that on to Brazil. Gotta, show off the mustache, the porn stash. That's what people call it. But, it's fine. It's not nothing to get offended about, because, I look fucking good as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But today we have back and bicep today. I'm not gonna go on and explain the workouts that I have to do, because in the last couple videos I explained my routine, but actually no, screw that. We're actually gonna tell you guys what's going on, because I'll do that next workout routine when I do a back and bicep the third time in a row. I don't have to explain it, because if you guys have been watching, then you guys know what my routine is. I'm pretty much doing the same thing until my coach changes up the routine, but I don't know how bodybuilding workouts work towards prep, if they change or whatnot. I haven't asked them, because in the end I do like these workouts that I'm given. I feel like I'm growing. I feel like I'm leaning out day by day. I almost cheated on my meal today. I almost saw pizza and temptation almost got me. So I'm really glad I didn't let the pizza get to me, because in the end, that kills the gains. Now when I go to Brazil, different story. I might have pizza while I'm out there. I'm not gonna go too crazy. Pizza, sushi, and barbecue. I might just have to, like, if you're in Brazil, out of the country, once in a lifetime opportunity, and you're like 130 days out, I mean, I'll make up for it. I'll do like 5 hours of cardio, some David Goggins cardio type shit. But we're doing 2 sets of 10 on this. Then we are gonna go do a heavy bicep curl, 4 sets of 12, but let's, without further ado, get into this. Let me change this weight, because I ain't doing no 16. I don't know who people think I am. And yes, I'm wearing the same shirt I wore in the previous video. We do not judge. It was a pump cover. With my clothes, I don't really like throw them into the hamper. If it's a pump cover, I usually wear it like 2 times. Same thing with compressions, because I don't sweat. So if I'm disgusting, very, very sorry. All right, there we go. Get these lats moving. We always start off with pull-ups, because you want to get your lats activated. Then you want to get them moving. So when you start getting into other exercises, if your lats aren't activated, you're absolutely done for, and you might as well just go home, sayonara. All right, it is time for bicep curls. 4 sets of 8. The heavy bicep curls. Gotta get the biceps going. We're gonna do 40s today. I'm not sure if we did 45s last video, but we're gonna see how 40s feel. All right. Yep. Oh, that was a really good set. I will say for the longest time, I can now do 40s for maybe even 10, unless I, you know, do some hassle in it. But over time, if you do slow and controlled and just build up that strength by doing, you know, low weight, more rep range, you'll start to build it up. And hopefully one day we'll do 60s natty. So, and it is possible if I have on a bulk 60s natty, just repping it out for 12. That'd be pretty impressive. Get some like shizzy biceps. That's the end goal here. But I know 40s, we might go up. Might do 50s. We'll see. It's a little harder whenever you're doing bicep curls alternating because you're putting more exhaustion on holding something. That's like doing a chest press, and whenever you hold it, you're already pre-exhausting your body when you're doing a longer set rather than doing double. But yeah, fuck it, we might do 45 or 50. All right, it is time to test my true strength to see. I've never been past 50 for reps, but we're gonna give it a shot. That was indeed a struggle, and I did throw a little hassle towards the end, but we managed to get 8 reps. Not like no bullshit, but towards the end we kind of started to break form, which very impressive. I'm not gonna lie, not too shabby. You know, practice makes perfect, they say. That's a stupid ass quote, but whatever. All right, we have seated rows, and last time we did lower weight, but now we're doing heavier weight. Not by too much. We have 2 plates on each side with 2 10s. Nothing too crazy, but you know, I still tend to struggle towards the last 2 reps. So we're gonna keep it towards this range because I don't want to overdo my body and then just not get an effective workout. Then just mainly just trying to go heavier and just not getting any progress out of it. But let's do this. All right. Oh. Strap these babies up. All right. Yeah. Oh, I felt like I had to stand on this one. I feel like I had a better grip than having my feet right here. Having a standing grip and just standing, I felt more in my lat rather than doing my feet on the machine where it has like feet placements. I feel like that helped a lot, and yeah, I did like that. So we are done with this. I've already done 2 sets and we've kept this same maintained weight. Now we're going to do a hammer curl superset into a lat pull down. We're doing 2 sets of 10 on the lat pull down, 4 sets of 10 to 12 on the hammer curls. We are deloading from our heavy bicep curls. Sorry, I'm so far away, but we did this 3 sets of 8, just a high compound movement, and we're just gonna transition to our superset. All right, it is time for lat pull down time. My lats feel very deteriorated, especially with doing bicep. For the longest time, I've done, you know, I think it's the push-pull leg split, and then what made it a lot easier for me to do more reps and more weight towards, you know, certain muscles, I divided my back and bicep with back and tricep because you're hitting 2 different muscle groups. When you're doing like chest and tris, you're already pre-exhausting your tries. So whenever you're done with chest, your tries are already a little bit exhausted. Same thing with back and bi, so on and so forth. But now that I'm back on a push-pull leg split, I have to suffer. But we're only gonna do 120 pounds on this. I feel like that's what my maintain is, or I think it's like 90. I don't know, the sticker is kind of gone away, but we're gonna do wide grip pull downs. I don't know how wide I'm supposed to go on this, but we are going to do our best to utilize the machines and the equipment that we have. This is very light. Come on. Shit, it's not seem like heavy weight, but damn. Once you start to really squeeze, get that 2-second squeeze in about, if you go like 1, 2, that shit starts to burn. And if I did like 160, 180, which I have, and just did reps like an ego lift type of style, 100% I could do it easily. But whenever you do slow and controlled, you really just test your strength and your limits, because I usually can do like 200, which is a lot, maybe even more for reps, but like that's just me like hassling the weight. But when you're slow and controlling, bodybuilding is so much different from just working out, because you're being very, what's the word? I don't know how to put it, but you have to be very, very critique on what you do. And that's the thing about bodybuilding that a lot of people don't like. It's boring. That's the way of the sport, and that is the best way. And that's the key, best way key to muscle growth. I really feel like everyone has that one type of exercise that they absolutely hate and despise, but in the end, you can't really argue, because in the end, it does put in the work at the end of the day. For me, that's hammer curls. I really don't like it. And then I think another thing is leg extension. I love it. All right, I don't like it, but it's very effective. Same thing with hammer curls. There's different heads of the bicep, and the best way to grow your bicep is just like a chest variation. There's flat, incline, and fly. But for biceps, it's pretty much somewhat similar. It's like bicep, preacher, and then hammer. I mean, you can't really sugarcoat that, but it's like a 3-in-1 thing. All right, let's do this instead of fucking postponing my least favorite workout. All right. Little bicep going. Wow, look at that striation. Ooh. Oh. Shit's starting to burn now. Yeah, no, that definitely is a brutal arm killer workout, but look at the damn biceps. That's pretty crazy, I can't lie. It would be one thing if I had my chain on today. I don't know if I lost it or forgot it at home, but for right now, we're just gonna show a little, mid-workout pump. I like the little striation from shredding off a little bit of fat coming from the shoulder. If we do a side try, you can see all of it. Look at that shit. Absolutely nuts. It never looked like that, but we've literally been maintaining weight but shredding all that unnecessary fat. Now, despite I have had a couple cheat meals, but in the end, we are still making a lot of progress than we did before. Oh, look at that shit. Holy. Let's see if we can do a little vacuum. Oh, you guys are seeing the abs now. Holy shit. They're way more visible. Absolutely crazy. Holy shit. Holy self-glaze. Look at that. Fucking, I look like a glazed donut from over here. Holy fucking Mog all the preschoolers. Holy shit. Alright, it is time to switch up the single arm pull downs. I really like this machine, but it also is a pain in the ass because it really does have a little sting to it. From the other machine, you don't really feel it as effectively than this machine. I do personally like this machine a lot because I feel like it does have some, build to my lats, and I feel like it just helps me grow more. I feel like certain machines, you'll know that it hits a certain way differently than just other machines. Let's just say like a tricep dip. Like the machine is so much different than doing like a dip or a weighted dip, if that makes any sense. Or let's just say some people feel it differently when they do a chest press rather than a dumbbell chest press. It's all just personal preference, but in the end, you'll know from how your body reacts to what you like and what you don't like. But let's dive into this. We're gonna be doing this for 2 sets of 10. And yeah, all right. All right. Oh yeah. Anytime you do back, the one thing I would recommend, this is a tip for people that are new watching this, for the longest time, I've always had my hand, let's just say this is the bar, my hand over it. When you have your hand wrapped around like this, instead of using more of your forearm when you're doing the rep, I don't know if you guys can see from my angle, let's just say for right here. If I have this down, and how you see how my hands are like this, I'm less using my forearm. When you use this, you're using your forearm to help you assist in those reps. Also with straps, you pretty much are using just straight your back activation, and it's helping you create more of a muscle-mind connection rather than using no straps. Because when you use no straps, you're kind of still activating different parts of the muscle, but you're still utilizing the lat, but you're not utilizing it to its max. That's why straps are so important. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I just want to keep wrapping it around, and sometimes I just want to also build my grip, because when you use straps, you're decreasing your grip strength. I know these are not the right terminologies to put it towards, but you lose your you lose your damn, I feel like a stump right now. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at here, but if you don't use straps, you can have better grip strength and build it over time. But if you use straps, you're pretty much not gonna build strength grip. Oh man, wow, my brain. This is why working out at night has its benefits. It also has its negatives, and its negatives is my brain even working, because my brain wants to malfunction when I talk to you guys. And this is, I'm speaking gibberish over here. This is very, very bad. Very bad. Wow. Very unfortunate and very sorry. But to get to where I was getting at, when you don't use straps, you build more grip strength. Whenever you do, you build less grip strength, in my opinion, at least. All right, enough bullshit. Let's do this. Wow. I never even realized it until now of how much my brain just like, it goes from like a 10 the start of the day to a -5. Dude.
The best thing about these videos is that they're very authentic, and I'm not even gonna go in here and trim anything besides the beginning and then the end of the video when I come up to the camera and grab it to end it. So everything's gonna be fucking a lot of stupid shit, and unless it's a video that's like the Arnold or me going on a trip where I'm actually editing it, it's the camera cut out. You guys are gonna get some just brain dead responses, and it's gonna go absolutely nowhere. We're gonna get to a good point, and then it's like telling a story, and then the story just divides into like something that's like a deluxe version of it, but the deluxe version is something that no one's ever heard about, and it makes absolutely no sense. And that's literally how I communicate things. And yeah, if you understand, I literally will, you know, I give you all the props in the world, because I don't even understand what I say sometimes. That's a little too much caffeine and a little bit of Anadrol, a little D-ball, MK677, and some, you know, peptides, some trembolone acetate. I don't know. World may never know. All right, the bread and butter, 75% done with the workout. All we have is 2 more workouts after this. We're doing this for 3 sets of 10, straight arm pull down. You can also use the longer bar where it's more like straight. I like this one more because I feel it more in my lats. As I said before and stated before, every machine is gonna feel different for your body, and you're gonna feel it way more than doing another machine. It's all about how your body reacts to certain things and how it's activated towards certain exercises. It sounds weird and it sounds like untrue, but there's a lot of people that work out and don't feel it the way other people feel it in a workout, and I get it. A lot of it's just form and how you do it, but in the end, you're gonna feel it a lot more the way you do it another way, rather than continuing to do it the way that you do it, and you just don't feel it at all, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that comes across a point to where you understand a certain part of it. But for this, the V-bar, I prefer it personally because I feel it the most in my lats, and whenever I come off of it, I feel the stretch, and it just feels highly effective, and my pump just feels absolutely insane. All right, shit. Woo! Oh man. And that shit starts to sing. It feels like you can do a lot more whenever you're just fucking so in control. But when it starts to get towards those last 2 reps, no matter what weight it is, your body starts to shut down. It might be a little mindset thing, but in the end, that's absolutely brutal. All right, time for preacher curls. I actually want to scratch what I said earlier about the hammer curls. This machine right here, because there's no other machine that is like a preacher or a good preacher machine. This right here, absolutely just despise, just because I like the machine a lot more. I feel like I can get more reps done. Whenever I'm doing free weight, I just feel like I just can't get as much in that I want and push as hard. But all right, we're about to do this. We're doing 2 sets of 10, or 2 sets of failure actually, until my biceps are about to explode. This is the key to getting bigger biceps than shizzy naturally. All right. All right. Yeah. Definitely start to get lightheaded towards those last. Whew. Wow. Wow. The feeling of a blood flow is absolutely the best feeling a man could deal with, because that's amazing. All right, last but not least, the final workout. We got low cable rows, V-bar grip, and we're doing this for 2 sets of 10 to end off the little ASMR Bob Ross, Sam Sulek type style workout. Let's do it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna do posing out in this scenery just because I do like the lighting a lot more. Because the lighting in the other room where I pose usually, it's the glare on my shoulders that it has. It's weird lighting. It's not the best lighting, but it does justice in the end. So I'm probably gonna do mirror posing because I feel like it just looks best. But we're absolutely done with the workout. It's time to go see how our pump's looking. 147 days out, 147, 48. I don't keep track, but we're close around that range. All right, so this is how we are looking 146 days out. We have definitely leaned out to a point where you can see the abs without flexing, which is pretty good to being at 175. We have not went down or went up. We've just been maintaining, getting rid of all the unnecessary fat that we don't need in our system. From the diet that we had, we have seen a lot of progress, a lot of changes. So as of now, we look pretty nice. I'm gonna do a little men's posing physique routine, a little checkup. It's gonna look a lot more different from just a front facing point of view because I'm gonna be facing towards the camera or towards the mirror posing instead of looking at you guys directly and posing. But I might just do 2 angles just to see the difference. It's gonna look a lot different. That's just with all poses. A lot of people, you know, that looks a lot different from being on the side. I mean, not really. This makes the shoulder look absolutely shredded, but holy. All right, but we're not gonna do those poses yet. We're gonna do a routine. Oh yeah. That's not bad. I will say the only thing that I really need to work out on, because I'm getting more lat activation, more muscle mind connection towards the lats, I would say just getting that push in with the lat is the only hard part, and that might deduct me points on my show. But the only weird thing about men's is that you have to start off with your left rather than your right, which is going to be very weird because I'm more dominant with this pose rather than switching it to this pose. I don't know, it might just be like the way I see it, but hopefully, it comes off well and it looks nice whenever it comes to show. It's gonna be a lot different because we're gonna have to hold the poses, and not even that, we're gonna have to be able to not see a mirror and be able to know that we're hitting the pose correctly. And that's the only thing I don't know if I can do, and I don't know if I'm ready for it, because I don't know when to stop or when to hit that right activation and hold it to make it look aesthetically pleasing. I feel like if I were to do a pose without looking at the mirror, it's gonna let's just say my lat's not popped out and this looks good, but a lot of it's not popped out, because whenever you're looking at a mirror, you can see what needs to be worked on. But hopefully I'll have that all covered. We have 146 days, I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying random numbers at this point. 146 days out to be able to get that done get the right, you know, coaching we need, so we don't need to rely on a mirror. Because at this point, I could do poses without the mirror, but it also, I do, you know, have that thought like, oh, am I doing this pose correct? All right. Absolutely gnarly pump. Holy. All right, boys, this is gonna conclude the workout. Now we have cardio. It's about 2 a.m. Pretty late night lift. It was a good solid pump, I'm not gonna lie. The striations are starting to become even more wicked, and you know, we're starting to look dicey. Now, I'm excited because just we keep knocking down days, and the sooner we get done with this, the sooner I could say that I've done it and I didn't back out this time. And that's the one thing I want to do, because I just want to do it one time. I can care less about doing it any other time, because I just want to do it to say I do it. And you know, I have a passion and a love. Maybe if I love it so much, I might continue it, but a lot of it's a budget thing, and you can only do so much when you're young, and when you get older and have a lot of stuff to deal with in life, you can't really do that anymore. So I'm just trying to get as much done as I can after bodybuilding, and after I spend a whole ton of money, I'm just gonna be traveling. That's my goals after bodybuilding. I want to travel after Brazil. We already know we're going to Japan. We're going to Japan. After Japan, who knows where else we'll go. Europe, that's one place I wanted to go, but I want to go everywhere. I want to try all the food. I want to learn the culture. I seen that Japan had like some like Japanese like sushi push pops. Yeah, I need to go. I need to live that lifestyle. I need to be one with them. You know what I mean? Not in a racist way at all, but I'm just saying, like, I want to experience culture. Culture is like very fascinating to me, but that's what's on my bucket list. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you're new. If you like these videos, leave a comment, leave a like. If you guys want to see something new, leave a comment and leave a like also. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.